You're listening to Well and Worthy Life, the podcast that helps midlife women feel better, look better, and live better. I'm your host, Deanna, menopause wellness coach turned to lifestyle creator, and I'm here to give you all of my tips, tools, and real talk you need to thrive in this second half of life. Hey guys, okay, it is cold outside here. And that is why I'm having a hard time getting motivated. Number one, to even record this podcast and even just getting motivated to do much of anything right now. I don't know if you feel the same way, but in this type of weather, I really have a hard time getting motivated. So I thought this podcast should be on motivation, but I am going to address some questions I got through Instagram when I talked about what should I talk about on the podcast. First of all, I just want to welcome you back to the Well and Worthy Life podcast. And I want to thank you so much. I got so many great comments and messages about my last podcast that I did on my facelift. So I just want to start off by thanking you so much for listening, for being with me on my journey of my facelift. And if you're new here, if you missed it last week, I talked all about my facelift. But like I said, when I started, I really feel like, to me right now, motivation is something that I'm struggling with. And I've talked to some of my friends and they feel the same way. And motivation, I learned this a long time ago, is not a feeling, it's an action. You have to do it to be motivated. I was not motivated to record this podcast at all. I've been really thinking about it and I've waited to the last minute to record it because I was trying to think of a good topic. And I thought, well, what better topic to talk about than motivation right now? You know, we're into February now, so January, our new year, new you kind of has worn off. And it's still cold outside. It's actually gotten colder here. I feel like at least the sun is shining today, which is very nice. But when it is cold, I am not a cold weather gal. If you're watching this on YouTube, you see I've got lots of layers on, and I've actually got a heater by my feet right now. So sorry if you can hear the heater. But I love warm weather. And in warm weather, I have no problem getting motivated to do all the things I want to do. And like I said, motivation is not a feeling, but an action. We're not going to feel motivated. Most of the time, we're not going to feel motivated to exercise, to eat right, to do all the things that we know we need to do. And so what do? I'm going to tell you what you do, just like what I did. I hit record on this podcast and I'm recording it. You have to do it. Then you're going to feel so much better about it. So with exercise right now, my motivation, I sign up for a class. I know I'm going to be charged if I don't go to that class, so I am going to go to that class. If I rely on just haphazardly trying to get it in, it's probably not going to happen. I am definitely a class girl, so I need to go to a class and do the class, especially this time of the year, because it is just that motivation to do it by myself is lacking tremendously. So that's what I'm going to tell you. The first thing to do is you just got to do it. But that's easier said than done. And so how do you break it down into small things? One question I got, in fact, several of you on Instagram have asked me this. I'm going to go back over here and pull it up. When I asked about podcast topics, I had so far 5 comments. And 3 of those 5 were about diet, nutrition, what to eat, how I meal plan, all of that. And let me tell you something. I have no motivation to even think what to eat myself right now. I'm just going to be totally honest with you. When it comes to eating right now, yes, I've always tried to make protein my number one thing because I know how important protein is for us as we age. It's more important than ever. And so I'm always trying to think, okay, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, what my meal is going to be built around my protein. But I'm just at a loss. I'm like, especially dinner. Dinner, I'm like, I got to feed my husband. And I'm like, I don't even feel like thinking about it. It's almost 3 o'clock right now, and I have no idea what we're eating for dinner tonight. After I get done recording this podcast, I'm going to go to the grocery store and find something that I can fix. The last few nights we have either picked up or gone out. So I am not a good meal prepper at all. And the biggest reason I'm not a good meal prepper is because both me and my husband change our minds tremendously depending upon what we eat for lunch. Yesterday, I had a big lunch. I ate lunch out, so I had a big lunch, so I didn't really want much dinner. And my husband didn't eat lunch out, and he did want a big dinner. It is, trying to coordinate with somebody else is so different than when you had children at home and you had to plan, right? As an empty nester, you don't necessarily have to plan, but winging it doesn't work either, especially when you're not motivated. Like I said, I'm not motivated. So what do? I have to take action. And really what I should do is take action and at least go to the grocery store. When I go to the grocery store in just a little while, go ahead and pick at least 2 meals and get those things for 2 meals and have them ready to go so that I can make them. We eat pretty simple. Dinner is usually like salmon, broccoli, and half a baked potato. Or steak, broccoli, half baked potato, or what else? Sometimes hamburgers. We really eat fairly simple. My husband doesn't like really casseroles. He doesn't, and I'm not a big casserole person either. So, or we pick up from somewhere. The other night I picked up from Tzatziki's, which is a Greek fast food restaurant here in Birmingham. I think there's some of them around the Southeast, and I got their Mediterranean salad with the salmon on top. It's delicious. I try to always put my dressing on the side. Of course, when you take out, they always put your dressing on the side. And so then I just add a little bit of dressing. I try not to add too much dressing. But so I can usually pick up and eat pretty healthy. But when you don't feel motivated, it's hard to even think, what can I even pick up that's going to taste good? It's hard. I'm just going to be honest. It is so hard right now to be motivated to eat healthy, to exercise, to do all the things that we know we need to do, because what we do right now determines how we're going to feel later. And I know that. And yet I can't even get motivated. Like I said, motivation, it's not an emotion. It's not a feeling. It's a doing. It's a verb. We've got to just do it. And so I'm just going to do it. So my diet nutrition right now, well, it's not going great for me. But like I said, every meal, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, I think of the protein. What's the protein I'm going to have, and then what's the fiber? So some of the things that I used to be very good about doing, meal prepping ahead, which I really need to get back to, was making chia pudding. You can put protein powder in there. You can put milk in there, or almond milk. I think I used to put in there a little bit of vanilla and mix it up. I have to go back and find my recipe, but you can Google things like that. Overnight oats with some protein powder or even egg whites in there. I've done that before. I'm really on a kick right now, just sourdough bread with cottage cheese and berries, because that gives me my protein and my fiber with the fruit and the sourdough bread. I will say I still don't think that's enough protein, but I'm really not into eggs right now. So you got to figure out what's going to work best for you. And what's going to work best for me right now is I'm going to sit down after I get off this recording and brainstorm some things that I will eat, look up some recipes, and then I'm going to, maybe I'll even chat GPT it And then I'm going to make a list and go to the grocery store and get the things and come back home and do it. That's the only thing I can do because I have no motivation, so I have to just do it. What else do we have no motivation for? Sometimes I have no motivation. Well, actually, right now, I just don't have a lot of motivation to do much of anything except sit on the couch, either scroll on my Instagram, which is feed is just full of not good stuff right now, so I don't even like doing that. Read, which I do enjoy reading. I'm doing the Bible recap right now, so I do enjoy doing that. But it's not doing much. I make myself go get on my treadmill, especially when it's just too cold out. Today, it is a sunny day, so I could get out and walk, but it's really cold, so I have to really bundle up. I mean, cold weather just zaps me. It makes me tireder in the afternoons, and just overall, I just don't feel my best when it's cold. I guess I'm just not working on being the best me right now. And in order to be the best me, I just have to take action and do it. So that's what I'm going to do. I am going to take action, and I hope you will too, because that's the only way you can do things when you don't feel motivated. If you need to make new friends, you got to take the action. You got to call the friends up. If you want to learn how to play mahjong, you have to take the action. You can't wait and hope somebody else invites you to do something or wants to learn with you. If you want to eat well, you've got to sit there and take the action. Come up with a plan. If you want to exercise on a consistent basis, you've got to be the one who comes up with a plan. How can you do it? Like I said, my motivation to work out, a lot of times, if I just left it up in the air, but I usually decide Sunday night what I'm doing for the week and sign up for the classes. And then when I'm signed up, I go into those classes. I don't miss. If I don't have a plan, probably not going to get done. So that's my little rant for today. This is a quick episode, and I know I've repeated myself a lot, but I feel like a lot of you can understand that this lack of motivation, it isn't your fault. It's just the way we are wired. And especially this time of year can be some of the hardest parts of the year because, like I said, we're over the new year, new you. We're just kind of coasting by trying to get to spring. And we're just, at least me, I'm just waiting on some warm weather so that I can get out and go for my walk. I can plan my healthy meals and feel all good about it. And now I'm not just looking for comfort, warm food, but that at the end of the day, what we're doing right now is going to determine how we are going to feel a month from now, a year from now, 5 years from now. So take action and let me know what you're doing to overcome your lack of motivation. I want to hear from you because, look, you have as many tips as I have. It's just that I'm just sharing my journey right here with you guys. Like I said, I wasn't really motivated to do this podcast because I wasn't really sure what I wanted to talk about. But I did the podcast. It's over. Maybe you'll like it. Maybe you won't. I hope you'll listen. And I'm going to plan out better content so that I can make sure I'm not waiting to the last minute to record a podcast. So thank you so much for listening. I hope if any of this resonated with you, you will let me know. And see you next week. Thanks for being here, friend. Don't forget to subscribe, share this episode, and keep choosing what makes you feel well and worthy.